On the Los Angeles uprising, a statement by the multinational Communist Party. As of this writing, 56 people in Los Angeles have been arrested by the state for resisting terrorist U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, raids. 2,000 members of the National Guard have been deployed and 700 Marines have been detailed to protect the property of the ruling class. This conflict was sparked by the outrageous actions of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which claims to have kidnapped nearly 14,000 people in the last week alone. The current situation. The objective factors which set off this conflagration are numerous. First among them is the inhumane policy of kidnapping and family separation, which has intensified over the last decade but echoes the horrors of slavery and colonization, which have steadfastly remained a motive force of U.S. history. But the increasing hardship caused by rising prices and the mass trauma of the imperialist genocide against Gaza have no doubt added to tensions. Beneath this surface lies the turning gears of class struggle, wherein the capitalist ruling class exploits both documented and undocumented workers. As profits are derived from the surplus value produced by workers, capitalists seek to increase their profits by reducing worker wages. One method of doing so is to create a sector of workers whose status is so precarious that they can be forced into taking the lowest wage possible. Later, the article goes on to say, we must emphasize that capitalists want undocumented workers to come into the U.S. Capitalists want them to remain undocumented, and capitalists want to subject them to violence and humiliation in order to force them to accept low wages. That includes President Trump and the entire cohort of viciously racist politicians who back him, as well as the moderate Democrats who have quietly but enthusiastically built an apparatus of mass deportation and detainment over the last 2 decades. The migrant crisis is manufactured, which is why it has never been solved. It is fueled by imperialist war and CIA operations which fund cartels and traffic the drugs they produce to black and brown communities in the U.S. The crisis is then intensified by the refusal of bourgeois politicians to grant migrant workers the right to work and live freely, instead brutalizing them with raids, detention, and deportation. Please make sure to go and read this statement in its entirety. Solidarity, comrades.